Wow, look at all those questions. Thank you for asking, and sorry for taking this long.
Happy birthday, Blader. Would you want to be animator as for a job, or is this just your hobby? And is there any animated movie that every time you watch, makes you hyped for animating?
Personally, I'm not very interested in making animation my career, and in all honesty animation requires time, effort and dedication. I really don't think I'm capable of making another series after Bleeding Death, simply because I'd be exhausted beyond relief, and taking it as a job would be like forcing me to endure the hell that was animating Bleeding Death was like. So yes, I'm taking it as a hobby, and for animated movies, I'd say I was interested in the Sword Art Online movies a few years back, Attack on Titan Season 4 currently, and some other series, still waiting for God Eaters Season 2.
Happy birthday to you and the BD series. Got some questions for you. Your age now. Average time you animate a scene, not a short. Wanna spoil your future plan about this channel?
As of now I am 18 years old. That's right, I'm legal now, unlike all of you. Usually I spend around 2 hours animating 30 to 45 seconds worth of idle animations, while fight animations may require around several hours to animate only 9 seconds at most. And for the future of my channel, I plan on finishing Bleeding Death, then making a sequel of it if I have the motivation or time to do so, but instead of using Mynamator, I will be using Blender. That's probably the only plan I really have.
Happy birthday. Question: what made you decide to make a zombie apocalypse military-esque themed animation?
I kind of always wanted to animate something like this, and I have some hopes that Bleeding Death gained some traction, so that I can end the belief that only animators that animate Monster School can have the fame and glory. It'll probably fail, but it's worth a shot, and although Bleeding Death looks like a zombie military series, the zombie part may soon change.
Happy birthday to you and your series question: how do you make the lighting in BD?
The lighting in Bleeding Death literally uses only sunlight, simply because spotlights and point lights didn't really work well for me. Also, when using sunlight, make sure to have the sunlight range be followed by the camera on. For indoor lighting, it's mostly point lights, rarely any spotlights.
Happy birthday. Questions: 1. When will maybe BD EP3 come out? Not the exact date, just when, I guess. 2. What made you make BD? 3. How are you? 4. How did you get your name Blader of Dark? 5. Will there be scenes where you will add other people's skin, maybe smiles? 6. Are you wondering why is this a long and mini question? I comment lots of questions. 7. Will you do other animations like BD? 8. Will there be a season 2 of BD? Too early to ask, lol. 9. How long do you animate in one day? 10. Tanks? 11. Battleship scene? In BD were they about plans and stuff there? 012. What inspired you to animate and who inspired you to do so?
Bleeding Death Episode 3 may come out somewhere in June or July of 2022, however it may take longer as I am currently trying to polish out the characters and make them more impactful. Already answered the second part. I'm fine, but it could be worse. The name Blader came from the game Xenonia 4, and the dark came from me being an edgy 9-year-old back in 2013, and yes, some people's skins will be added in Bleeding Death. Won't spoil who, but they'll mostly be side characters. And yes, I do know why you asked this many questions. You are clearly a mother of 5 children. Only a mother would ask this many questions. Should have asked me if I even study at all. No, I am not interested in making anything else other than Bleeding Death, but if other people are working on it, then I may send some support. Already answered the 8th part. Depend on the day. In weekends usually around like 3 to 4 hours, but in weekdays, only around an hour or 2. Yes, there will be tanks in Bleeding Death. In fact, they've already been animated, and if I could find any good plane models I would add them. But there will be helicopters, and I've already practiced on how to animate them. And finally I decided to animate Minecraft back in 2016 after witnessing Black Plasma Studios and Mindsong from Nano Productions.
Happy birthday. Here's my question: why do you use Mynamator? You think there's a better program to use? Or do you just like the versatility of that program?
I only really use Mynamator since I don't really have the time to learn another program, such as Blender, but yes, if I could, I would really want to turn away from animating Minecraft and switching to Blender.
Hey there Blader, I have question for you. How long you been making animation?
Since 2016.
A bit late but happy B-Day bud. As for my question of choice, what plans do you have for 2022?
Finish Bleeding Death Episode 3 in record time, make it the best that I possibly can, complete my A levels and be free, and maybe perhaps finally learn how to drive a car.
Happy birthday. Question: have you seen the movie Songs of War?
No, I have not seen the movie Songs of War, but I have heard of it. I believe Black Plasma Studios made it.
How many times do you twerk per month?
I don't know, but by judging your name, you clearly get 0 bitches.
What shows did you watch that inspired you to make this one?
This is probably one of the best questions that I've been asked so far, and the answer is, it's a secret. Only a handful of people may know where Bleeding Death originated from. However, it is not a copy of that franchise, but rather an imitation of it. It was simply a way for me to finally visualize how I could make something like this, and if you are curious about its identity, pay close attention to the characters, the plot, and the design of it. I will be placing Easter eggs as I animate Bleeding Death. However, maybe in the far future, I may personally reveal its identity. Thank you for all the comments and questions. I genuinely thought that nobody was interested in what I had to offer. Makes me happy and motivated to see so many questions, and good ones too. I may not have answered your question, simply because I had already answered it. Thank you for watching, and please do wait for episode 3 of Bleeding Death.